Hi, this is Pooja. Welcome to my channel, and I am currently new here on YouTube. So I found a tag called the book Newbie tag, and I decided that this is probably a good option to choose starting on booktube. I think it's a list of like 12 questions, and I am gonna go through all the questions and answer it. So the first question is, why did you start this channel? And what do you want the viewers to find here? Growing up, I always watched YouTube. I always wanted to create content, but I just never had the guts to do it. So that's why I wanted to start this channel. During 2020, I also loved reading. I also liked watching the comfort vlogs that people had, and I wanted to do something similar in that format. So right now, it's just me writing my book. I'll be sharing my process of writing my book and then going through different books that I'm reading and share my views and opinions about that. But right now, I don't really know where this channel is going to go. That's just what I'm starting out with. What kind of books do you love the most right now? Right now, I usually read romance, fantasy, and literary fiction, but I really just like genres that have really good characters. Which video are you excited to make first? For me, I really like watching reading vlogs because I see a lot of books out there, but I want to know other people's opinions of what they thought about the book before I read it. So those are the ones that I'm excited to make the most. What is one book that made you fall back in love with reading? I grew up going to the library and reading a lot of books. But after school, I just stopped reading altogether because it was no longer a requirement to read. So in 2020, I picked up the book, The Midnight Library, and it was an easy enough read for me to continue, but it made me want to read more and continue to read, not just for what is a popular book that you're nervous to pick up and why. So for me, it's any Kristen Hannah book. I know a lot of people say that her books are really good, but I just feel it's very intimidating because of how big the books are. I even have one on my shelf. I just haven't gotten the chance to do it because it feels like a huge commitment that I would have to do. What is a trope you'll always read and one you usually avoid? I don't really know if this is a trope, but anything that involves New York, I just really love the setting of New York. I know it's not a trope, but if you give me that setting, I will probably just read it for the sake of I would just read it for the setting of New York. One that I usually avoid, one that I really hate for a trope is miscommunication because it could easily have been solved. Do you annotate? If yes, how? And if no, why not? So for me, for annotation, it usually depends on the book. I usually annotate when I want to learn something, so usually that's why I don't annotate books that I read for fun. If I do annotate, it means that it is a good book because I usually annotate different types of wording, phrases that stick with me, or certain dialogue that I really like. What formats do you read? Physical, ebook, or audio? My top preference is usually physical, so I prefer a paperback. Or I usually prefer audio. And then I would say the last one is an ebook. What's on your immediate TBR and how do you choose your next read? I really don't have a specific book that I want to read. It's really anything that is on my bookshelf because there's so many books that I just haven't gotten the chance to read. And I usually say that I'm a mood reader, but I just haven't read any book at all, like in a while. So I just need to start finishing these books before I can buy more. But I can't like promise that because I've already bought another book. But I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to hold myself accountable to finish at least half of the books on my bookshelf. Which creator or channel inspired you to start? So I don't know if there's one creator or a channel that inspired me to start this specific channel. I just noticed I probably watched one YouTube about books or something that was like a comfort vlog, but then I just got rewarded so many other ones, and then from there it inspired me to want to recreate it. But one person that I really like that's not within this realm, her name is Shelby Church, and I really like her documentary style of filming and it's really cool to see how she was able to do everything. I also listen to and watch a lot of her vlogs, so I'm able to see the process and know like she's been doing it for 10 years. So she has like 4 or 5 projects that she's like working simultaneously. And that's like really impressive to know how efficient she is and the level of production that she's able to produce at a like a small amount of time. It's like really cool to see. What do you want to improve as a reader or a reviewer this year? So I want to start reading more books, and I know that sounds bad because this is a YouTube channel about books, but I just haven't read a lot of books this year. I probably have read around like 5 books this year, so it's kind of pretty bad. My attention span is horrible, especially because of TikTok, which I recently deleted. So I want to increase my attention span. I want to be able to focus on more things, and I want to be able to listen to stories or read more stories instead of feeling like my time is occupied by like an algorithm. What is a book that made you cry or laugh out loud? One book that made me laugh out loud was Vera Wong's Unsolicited Guide for Murder. I know it's a mouthful, but it's basically about this woman who she grew up in China, and she is kind of like a helicopter mom to her son, and she like wants him to get married, but then she witnesses a murder, and so her whole time is occupied with this murder, trying to figure out the suspects. She doesn't really care about the cops or trust the cops, so she's choosing to create her own detective scenario in order to find out who killed who in this crime. What is your favorite place or ritual for reading? So for me, I'm not really picky. It's probably just going to be a coffee shop or just any specific area in my apartment. What should viewers expect from your upload schedule? I want to commit at least once a week, but I want to push myself and try to get at least 2 a week if I can. But I would say like a minimum of once a week is what I'm aiming for. I hope I can get to that commitment level. I really just want to like continue to make more videos. That's all the questions I have from this tag, but if you have any more questions, let me know, and feel free to tag anyone who also is interested in starting a booktube channel. But I'll see you in the next video.